this day in history, November 17th, 1973, was when Nixon gave his famous "I'm not a crook" speech. And so if history is going to keep repeating this closely, fingers crossed we're going to get a soundbite from Trump today saying, "I'm not a pedophile." This all feels like a good time to remind ourselves that historically we've let powerful men get away with, I would say murder, but like way more than murder, right? I mean, we let powerful men get away with so much wrongdoing. So what finally does take powerful men down, at least historically? It's never the thing they've actually done that should be the thing that takes them down. It's their reaction to the thing. It was Clinton lying about the thing. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Like, you did. You knew that you did. You lied under oath. That's going to be the thing that's going to almost at least take him down. It's Nixon doubling, tripling down, using his power to cover up the thing, right? Okay, the Watergate burglary, the break-in, where they were attempting to wiretap the Democratic headquarters using slush fund money that had been raised for Nixon's campaign. All of that that's enough. That's bad. But we wouldn't have taken Nixon down for that. It was him using the power of the presidency to cover all of this up, to use the CIA to intimidate the FBI to stop the investigation. Him going on TV and repeatedly saying, "I did nothing wrong," knowing that all of his conversations in the Oval Office were recorded because he was the one recording them. The other question I always want to ask myself when I think about Richard Nixon is how fascinating it is that I don't think he thought he was lying. Like when he said, "I'm not a crook," when he said, "I haven't done anything wrong," I genuinely don't think he believed he was lying. If you've watched Frost Nixon, if you've seen just the actual interview that Nixon gave later on when he said, like, "I believe that if the president does it, it's not illegal," like that seems to genuinely be his philosophy. And this is what happens to a lot of powerful men and a few powerful women, right? Who get in this echo chamber where they surround themselves with people who are yes men and women, who convince the president or the person in power or whatever that everything they're doing is great and that everyone else is out to get them. When you insulate yourself that much, when you isolate yourself that much from common sense, you do get to the point where you genuinely believe, like, I've done nothing wrong, because if I was doing something wrong, someone around would tell me. Of course they wouldn't. You've trained them not to tell you, but still. In Nixon's mind, him getting reelected was in the country's best interest, was what the country should want. And so in his logic, anything I can do to get myself reelected, which is what will be best for the American people, right? Then that is in the best interest of the American people. And I, as president, should ensure that it happens. So like the ends justify the means. This also makes sense that he's like besties with Kissinger, right? They're both practitioners of what's called realpolitik. It basically just means like extreme pragmatism in politics, to the extent that like ethics and morals are sort of superfluous and don't quite matter. If you get the job done, the job was done. Okay, I got us out of Vietnam. You said that's what you wanted. Well, we didn't say to bomb neutral Cambodia to do that. Well, you didn't, right? You just said you wanted us out of Vietnam and we did it. The ends always justify the means.